Hello there, you're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS English News at 5. Let us begin with some updates on GE15. With 2 more days left before the campaign period for the general election, GE15 comes to an end. GPS candidates and machinery in Betong are pulling out all the stops to meet as many voters possible before the electorate goes to the polls on Saturday. The last-minute campaigning has seen a consistent meet and greet and walkabouts organized in the constituency.
He told this to the media in Debat last Tuesday night. He further added the GPS election machinery in Saribas is always prepared to tackle any untoward event. Razi, who led the machinery, said he has visited most villages in Betong. At the same time, he reminded voters to come out and fulfill their responsibilities on November 19th. GPS candidate Dr. Richard Rapu will contest in a 3-cornered fight alongside Patrick Kamis of Pakatan Harapan and independent Hasbi Sattar.
In a bid to achieve a developed state by 2030, an efficient governance and integrity and high performance are among the pillars that should be continuously practiced. Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Haliasan, said the state, under the leadership of the Gabungan Party Sarawak GPS, emphasizes on the long-term development plans with the welfare of the people prioritized.
Alhamdulillah, kita punyai pemimpin yang berjiwa besar, yang terus memperjuangkan kita, yang amat berhormat Premier kita, Datuk Petinggi Abang Jo. Walaupun kita bergelut dengan Petronas di mahkamah, namun akhirnya Petronas setuju untuk bayar sales tax on petroleum product. Dan ini telah pun meningkatkan pendapatan.
Awang Tengah, who is also the second Minister of Natural Resources and Urban Development, cum Minister of International Trade and Industry, said that with a stable government such as GPS, it allows various development agendas to be implemented. This includes the efforts to strengthen the potential and ability of Tanjung Manis as a center of economic growth in the central Sarawak region.
Kita lihat Tanjung Manis ini mempunyai potensi yang begitu besar. Bukan sahaja untuk kawasan-kawasan ini dibangunkan, tetapi ia akan dapat menjadi salah satu pusat pertumbuhan pembangunan. Lebih-lebih lagi di kawasan sekitar ini, in the coastal belt, the central part of Sarawak ini.
He added that the various assistances provided by the ruling coalition further proves the government's commitment in ensuring the welfare of the people is taken care of. He said so during his speech at the opening ceremony of the Government Administrative Building in Tanjung Manis on Tuesday, November 16th.
Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Peninggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, has approved a total of 100 million ringgit allocation to upgrade the Bauk Kuching Road. He said that the tender for the said project will be implemented within 4 months and expected to be completed within 3 years.
Abang Johari said this during the Sarawak Kusayang program in Bauk today, November 16th. At the same event, Serembu State Assemblyman Miro Semu pointed out that the usage capacity for the Bauk Kuching Road is high. Based on the record of the Road Safety Department, JKJR, approximately 4,000 vehicles use the said road on a daily basis. As such, he reiterated that the upgrading works should be expedited to ensure the safety of the road users.
222 kerusi dipertandingkan, siapa yang bakal merebut majoriti mudah 122?
Adakah Sarawak bakal jadi kingmaker? 23 parti politik daripada pelbagai blok bersaing hebat untuk menuju ke Putrajaya.
Pertembungan bukan sahaja 2 atau 3 penjuru, malah ada sehingga 10 penjuru.
Ikuti laporan komprehensif Hari Mengundi bersama wartawan TVS dari pelbagai lokasi.
Apa yang dapat saya laporkan?
Kesemua mereka yang bertanding bakal merebut 222 kerusi.
Calon yang akan bertanding dalam pilihan raya utama ke-15 kali ini.
Dan jangan ketinggalan keputusan PRU15 serta analisis pakar pada sebelah petang dan malam.
Laksanakan hak datanggjawab anda sebagai warga negara dengan mengundi pada 19 November ini.
Saksikan liputan Hari Penentuan Pilihan Raya Umum ke-15 secara langsung dan berterusan pada 19 November ini bermula jam 7.30 pagi dalam Malaysia Decides hanya di TVS saluran 122. 222 kerusi dipertandingkan, siapa yang bakal merebut majoriti mudah 122?
Adakah Sarawak bakal jadi kingmaker? 23 parti politik daripada pelbagai blok bersaing hebat untuk menuju ke Putrajaya.
Pertembungan bukan sahaja 2 atau 3 penjuru, malah ada sehingga 10 penjuru.
Ikuti laporan komprehensif Hari Mengundi bersama wartawan TVS dari pelbagai lokasi.
Apa yang dapat saya laporkan?
Kesemua mereka yang bertanding bakal merebut 222 kerusi.
Calon yang akan bertanding dalam pilihan raya utama ke-15 kali ini.
Dan jangan ketinggalan keputusan PRU15 serta analisis pakar pada sebelah petang dan malam.
Laksanakan hak datanggjawab anda sebagai warga negara dengan mengundi pada 19 November ini.
Saksikan liputan Hari Penentuan Pilihan Raya Umum ke-15 secara langsung dan berterusan pada 19 November ini bermula jam 7.30 pagi dalam Malaysia Decides hanya di TVS saluran 122. 222 kerusi dipertandingkan.
Welcome back. Perak, a northern state in Peninsular Malaysia, will be a focus hot seat in the upcoming 15th general election. Joining us from Perak is our colleague Douglas with the story. Go ahead, Douglas.
Could the next Prime Minister be from here? I'm standing in front of Callie's Castle, one of the most famous landmarks right here in Perak. Now sandwiched between Selangor in the south as well as Penang and Kedah up north, Perak could be the key contender or the key battleground in the upcoming 15th general election this Saturday. Now, as we all know, two political giants are battling it out in Perak, including the likes of Pakatan Harapan's chairman Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim, as well as Barisan Nasional's chairman Dato' Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi. Anwar moved from his safe and comfortable seat in Port Dickson to stand in Tambun in a tight four-corner race, whereas Zahid Hamidi is defending his seat in Bagan Datuk. Now, earlier today, we spoke with a political expert from University Utara Malaysia, UUM, Dr. Ahmad Martarda, and he expects an intense and fierce competition to happen.
Di Perak juga pada kali ini akan berlaku pertandingan yang sengit, terutama di kawasan-kawasan yang akan ada 3 penjuru perlawanan, termasuklah di Tambun sendiri, di mana pertembungan di antara PN, BN dan juga PH pasti akan dilihat sebagai, kalau kita mengira faktor yang berlaku sebelum ini, kelebihan itu akan ada kepada PH apabila pecahnya undi-undi Melayu kepada 3 parti, dan undi bukan Melayu itu pastilah nanti akan memberikan kelebihan kepada mana-mana calon.
Perak has allotted 24 parliamentary seats out of the 222 parliamentary seats, making it the 4th largest in Malaysia. In addition, both the ruling and the opposition parties are fighting to capture Perak's State Legislative Assembly, as local elections will be held concurrently on November 19. Now, meanwhile, earlier today, an international think tank company, YouGov, published a report of voters' sentiment, and among the interesting key findings was the issues of greatest importance to Malaysians during this general election. The survey was conducted between 8 to 14 November, with over 2,600 Malaysian voters, respondents across all age group. One of the key findings is that issues of high cost of living continue to dominate the political scene, with rising cost of goods and services came up top with 51%, followed by government integrity with 38%. Now, both issues were of even greater consideration among older voters aged above 50 years old, whereas younger voters aged 18 to 34, issues of income is more important with 47%. Now, interestingly, 3 in 10 voters, or over 28%, prioritize stability. Meanwhile, for news sources and respondents in the survey said they rely more on Facebook with 57%, and television right behind in second place with 56%. Right, that is all the quick update I have from you from the location. Get back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Douglas, for the in-depth report all the way from Perak. Now moving on, a total of 94.72% or 212,961 individuals have fulfilled their responsibilities in the early voting of the 15th general election and the Bugaya by-election on Tuesday, November 15 in Sabah. Almost 20,297 early voters at 53 voting centres showed a positive pattern that a high voter turnout is likely in Sabah on polling day this Saturday. Now on the line we have Amirul Mukninin from Sabah. Go ahead, Amirul.
Thank you, Lorenzo, for the updates from Sabah today. That Sabah, I'm standing right now in Kota Kinabalu, one of the biggest states in Sabah, and one of the biggest city in Sabah. So right now we update on the rise of volume of the voters in Sabah during the election day of GE15. So on the early vote polling, right now we will see that almost 20,000 personnel, which could lead to the high rise volume of the voters on this Saturday. On Sabah, we also Sabah to see the massive battle of 119 candidates vie for seats, which is mean the high rise of the volume surely will be the biggest challenge for all candidates to win all the voters in Sabah. Thank you. Get back to you, Lorenzo.
An opposition candidate's tactic to woo voters by stirring up racial politics has invited the displeasure of 3 GPS assemblymen in the election campaign. Saribas Assemblyman Muhammad Razi Sitam, Sato Assemblyman Dato Ibrahim Baki, and Tupong Assemblyman Fazruddin Abdul Rahman have completely condemned such tactics.
All 3 assemblymen spoke against the danger of such tactics to invoke racial politics in a multiracial, multi-religious society like Sarawak as they joined the Betong candidate Dr. Richard Rapu on his campaign rounds in Sepau on Tuesday. Razi called on the voters to reject such politics and said that GPS offers them the best platform to strengthen their unity. Meanwhile, Ibrahim said exploiting racial issues was like playing with fire. On the other hand, Fazruddin said in his speech there are about 30 different ethnic groups and all of them have been living in perfect harmony and unity. The trio also pointed out that although the Betong parliamentary constituency, comprising the state constituencies of Layar, Bukit Saban and Saribas, has been a traditional fortress for the government, they were not leaving anything to chance. All 3 agreed that Dr. Richard is the best man for the job, given his wide experience as political secretary at both federal and state levels, together with his qualification as a trained veterinarian and as a businessman.
Those were the updates on TVS News at 5. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching.